Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sumit Kumar, and in this video we are going to learn about one practical scenario, and that is a real-time scenario where let's suppose that scenario is you are having one bucket. In the bucket, data is keep coming. We are receiving data from multiple source, and once data will be available, let's say that it is CSV file, or it may be XML file or XLSX file, maybe JSON file, whatever the JSON data format is. Once we receive the data, we need to process it. We need to clean this data. Okay. After cleaning the data, we need to do the validation. Certain validation we need to perform, whether the whatever the data having the column it's matching or not. And if it is matching, then it's fine. Otherwise, we should get the mail. Okay. And then it means validation. We need to perform the validation. And once the validation is done, then we need to insert this data into a Redshift. And that in the Redshift also we will have two schema. One is a staging layer, another is final layer. Okay, two schema is there in Redshift. So first we need to insert this into staging schema. Okay, why? Because once data will insert here, we'll have some other schema in our Redshift and we will join these two table and will perform join and will insert this into final table. Okay, final table, and top of the final table we create the view, and this view will be given to some visualization team, in our case Power BI or any table, anything, QuickSight, and this, on top of that they will create a report. Okay, hope you understand this scenario is what is the scenario is. So how we will perform this one? So in our previous video we have already learned like how to insert data into Redshift and all those things. So we need one Lambda to clean this file, correct? Lambda 1 we need. We need one more Lambda to validate this one. We need one Lambda that will insert this CSV file into our staging layer. Again, we need one more Lambda that will join this staging table data and then master data that is already available in Redshift and perform the query, and then to insert into final table. So how many Lambda we need? We need this one, 2, 3, 4 Lambda. 4 Lambda we need. And also we require, if let's suppose that our job has failed into cleaning code. So what I need to send the mail to developer or some certain user that your job got failed. So this is my scenario. Hope you understand the scenario. So how we will perform this one? So what is the basic things is here is I need one. If my one Lambda is completed, then I want to trigger the Lambda. If second is completed, then I need to trigger third, and then if I need to trigger fourth. Okay. To perform these things, this dependency task, this workflow, AWS has given one service that name is AWS Step Functions. Okay. So basically, we are going to learn today step functions. So let's go to terminal and see what we can do it. So we go to their AWS Step Functions, and then open some link here. You can find out what is the AWS is. So AWS is visual workflow for modern applications. Okay, and I will put this link into descriptions. You can go and read it. Spend some time to reading this one, but we are just going to do hands-on. So there are 4,000 state transaction free, so you can go for free 3 years. You will not get charged. Okay, let's deep dive then. Okay, So we can create the step functions. I have already created. I will show you how it looks like. So you see, this is step function. So what I need to do is first I will create a table and then we have loaded into step functions. Okay. For understanding purpose, what I am going to do is I'm not going to write 4-5 lambda and connecting to the together. That will be very lengthy and not good for suitable for POC. So for POC purpose, for learning purpose, what I'm going to do is I will just connect lambda 1 and lambda 2. Okay. And what this lambda 2 will do is lambda 2 will just truncate the table. Okay. And lambda 2 will load data into Redshift. So 2 lambda we need. First will truncate the table and second one will load it into Redshift. So this task we are going to perform using step function. So if you do this one, then step function concept will be clear, and then you can try doing this activity. Okay. So if you go to my previous video, I have my YouTube channel open here. Okay. So you can, I will highly recommend it that you can go to my this video and watch this one. I will put this into descriptions. Okay. Also please subscribe also to make sure that you will not miss any video. Copy a file from S3 to Redshift. This one, 2 video I have. You can go to this one, S3 to Redshift automation part 1 and part 2. These 2 video. Once you watch this video, then you can come to this and watch this one, because I'm going to use this. This is the continuation of this 2 video. Okay. So I already have code to truncate table. Okay. I already created the lambda that will just truncate the table, and I have already explained this things into this video. Okay. So I have one lambda that will truncate the table, and I have one more lambda that will insert data into Redshift. Okay. These 2 things I already have explained in my previous video. So now what we have to do is we need to connect these 2 lambda using step functions. Okay. We'll open one service called step functions. Okay, state machine. First time if you log in here, you will not get this all created. So, create a state machine. This is new feature where you can create your workflow visually, and that is very handy and that is very easy to do it. But once it was not there, then we need to write the code using business state language. But we are not going to do this one. We are going to do using workflow. Select standard and click on next. Okay. So what I need 2 lambda functions. Just drag drop. Okay. And first lambda function, what I need to truncate the table. So we'll write here truncate table. And then we need to select this lambda name. Okay. We need to configure second one. Second one will be load data into Redshift. So load truncate table. And this one load into it. So to give lambda name, load into Redshift. Okay. Next. So this is done. So we are able to create. So we have to give the state machine name. Just giving demo state machine. By default, it will create role. Let it be. And if you want, you can create this log label. You can make it off, or if you want, you can make it on. For error, what type of log you need, that you can select here. You can create a state machine. So this state machine got created. So I will come here and I'll, okay. So what I'm trying to do here is, now I will have one lambda that will truncate the table. Okay. And then once this will complete, I want to trigger other lambda that will insert data into Redshift. Okay. And this we have already, I have already configured into step functions. Okay. So whenever file will drop into S3, I need to trigger this step functions. How we can do that? So we know that from the S3 we can create the event notifications, and in the event notifications there are only three options right now. One is Lambda, one is SNS, and other is SQS. What we have to do here is we have to trigger this step functions. As soon as data will drop into S3, we need to trigger this step functions. So what we'll do, we will create one Lambda, and in this Lambda we'll write the code that will trigger my step functions. Okay, so we'll name this Lambda as a kickoff Lambda, or you can write name as a start state machine. Okay, anything, any name you can give it, and in that you have to trigger this step functions. Okay, so let's go to documentation of step functions Boto 3, because we'll have to find the code how to execute Lambda, from the Lambda how to execute the step functions. Okay, if you come here, so we know like Boto 3 is module from where we can access any of the services. So to define this one, and then there are multiple methods. So which method we need right now is start execution. Okay, so we'll call this one. So start execution, there are three things we need. First is three main things. This header, if you want, you can write it, otherwise this is optional. So see here, header will not give. Okay, so state machine name will give, state machine ARN name and input. So what input we have to give here? So what input we need here? Okay, so step function, if you come here, step functions we have defined lambda 1, lambda 2. Lambda 1 will just truncate the table, so no input required here. But in lambda 2 we are copying data. Okay, the data is there in my S3. S3 means bucket name and key. Okay, so bucket and name and key, these two things my lambda 3 need, because if you have the bucket name and key, then only you can insert that into Redshift using copy command. So copy command required bucket and key file name actually. Okay, so but this one is not needed, but we have to pass it, because from this, how we'll get this one bucket name and key? Bucket name and key will get it from event of S3, and that will be there in my lambda 1, that is my state machine trigger lambda or kickoff lambda. In the kickoff lambda, we'll capture this event bucket name and key, and we'll pass this event to step functions input, and we don't need here, so we'll just return the same things to this lambda, and once we'll need here, we can use it here. Okay, we'll pass from here to here using event variable. Okay, so event variable is very helpful to pass whatever the parameter you want to pass, you can pass it from here. Okay, we'll go to, first of all, we need to create my step my this lambda 1 means kickoff lambda. So let's go to lambda, and create. We'll name as start or trigger state machine. Okay, and we're using Python 3.7. We already configured the role, so we are going to use the same role. Okay, some network problem is there, so let me refresh it. Maybe my internet is bad. Trigger state machine Python 3.7. Then S3. Okay, then create function. Now it got created. So we need to add trigger here. Let me see whatever the bucket is there with me. Okay, I want to reload. I need to duplicate sessions and go to S3 service. On my network having some problem. Okay, fine. So you can see there are lots of many buckets there. So I will use any of them this bucket. So let's suppose that I'm using this delta frog sample. So delta frog sample, and any notification is available here. Yeah, it is there. So as soon as trigger is there, so I will just delete this one because I don't need these things. Okay. So I'm just going to use this bucket. Means in this bucket I will drop the file and that will be uploaded into my Redshift. Fine. We'll come back to Lambda and we can add trigger from here or you can add trigger from there also in bucket also. So I'm using here S3 and notice that bucket delta proc sample and all event trigger. I will not use prefix and this one. Okay, fine. We have added a trigger and from here into to trigger step functions. So what do I need? I need step function ARM. So I have already written the code for this so that it won't be time taking. Just copy this one, paste it here. This is easy. What I'm doing here is I'm just creating one Boto3 object, and from the Boto3 object I'm using start execution method, and the start execution method we are passing this state machine ARN, and then we are passing state machine name, unique name. So for taking the unique name, I'm just taking AWS request ID here. And what the input value? What input value we need? We need input value as a key and bucket name. So these two things. So these two things I'm passing along with this key and value. I'm passing state machine ID. These three things. So what is my state machine ARN name? Where is my state machine ARN? I just created a state machine. So I need to take this state machine ARN. This one. Take this one ARN is and replace in the code. because I am trying to develop the code that you can directly use in your production. That's what I'm writing here, dev, test, prod. But you don't need this one, test and prod. Just we are using dev, this one. This and all things we are not using. And we'll create one setting.py. Save as settings.py. Because all of the configuration, all we need, I need to keep it into different file. That's what I'm keeping here in different file. And I will create one more file, and where I will define env equal to dev. So why I'm doing this one is because once if you have to move this one to production, so only this change you have to do from dev to prod. You don't have to change any other things. env dot. This is ready. This is my Lambda function ready. So what it will do is it will just trigger my step function. So I have configured here input. In input we are passing date for bucket and key, and then bucket and key we are getting from the event. So event means from S3 event we are getting this bucket and key, and we are passing this into my step function. Okay, fine. So this will be we are good to trigger state machine. Okay. So let me drop the file and test it whether it is running or not. Means whether it is able to trigger state machine or not. So where is my sample bucket? We will upload one file from my system. File name is annual. So let's upload this. Got uploaded. Come to state machine and see what happens. So see, this is running. State machine created, and this is my state machine name, that unique name that we are passing here. Contacts, AWS contacts. Okay. So we are successfully created the flow, and we are able to pass this one. But we have not done anything into state this here truncate table and load table. This will fail because we have to configure the Redshift and all. So that we'll do in next video. So thank you for watching.